And we are live. What is going on, people? I just got out of the hospital about 2.5 hours ago. Figure, fuck it. We haven't done a podcast this week, so we're gonna fucking do one. And if you don't like it, eat a fat bag of dicks and go fuck your mom. So,
Yeah.
so tonight on tonight's show, we have fucking Young Jay 2525.
What's good? I'm nauseous.
All right, that's wonderful. And we have Cobra Stang 75.
Good on, guys.
We have Inside Eddie,
I'm the bomb.
and then we have Just Call Me Dan, Dirty Dan, Atreyu.
I'm fancy as fuck.
And then Palpatine should be joining us. Wiggy should be joining us at some point.
Screw them.
I'm not sure who else is going to be trying to join us.
I sent the tweet out to Johnny, and he said, apparently I was told it's family movie night tonight.
That sucks.
Yeah, he's going to the theaters with his family.
Canadians, eh?
He doesn't know which movie he's gonna see. It's either gonna be X-Men, Godzilla, Maleficent.
I watched A Million Ways to Die in the West today. That is a fucking funny movie.
That movie's out already over there.
Yeah, over here it came out today. But that movie is funny.
Yeah, I can't wait for that one to come out.
So as we were talking before we fired this up, and somebody reminded me to be like, hey, you might want to start a fucking live stream. So I got this procedure called a paracentesis, and that's where they drain your abdomen. So what they do is they take this long fucking needle, about yay fucking long, that has a catheter in it, of course, and they fucking hit you with lidocaine, and that shit burns going in. And you feel it fucking burning as it's going in. You're like, ow, 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 that sucks. And then, once that whole area's done, you're like, all right, cool, I shouldn't fucking feel this. Bull fucking shit. You
Yeah.
feel them pushing, and you can literally feel this thing going pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, oh my God, is it through yet? And all of a sudden, you'll feel it just like pop, pop. And you're like, oh God. Okay, it's through. So, they drained out 2,300 milliliters, which is like 2 liters and some fucking change. And then they did a chest x-ray, and they noticed that I had fluid not in my lungs, but in my lung cavity. That was actually causing me not to be able to breathe well. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay. So the next day, they have me go and get another fucking procedure done where they drain out the fluid. So right before I went, thank God they hit me with fucking
Drugs.
They hit me with painkillers right before I fucking went. Thank God, because I was like, oh, this is going to suck. And that was probably the worst pain, because they hit me with the lidocaine. I didn't feel that at all. I was just like, all right, whatever. I'm all drugged the hell up. And then I feel her pushing, and it's popping, and I'm feeling it in my armpit. And I'm like, ow, 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 ow. And finally it popped through, dude. And here's the thing. You don't want to fucking, gasp. You don't want to fucking make too much of a fucking move, because
Yeah.
they can rupture your lung with the fucking needle. So instantly I'm like, oh, that sucked. And she's like, all right, it's done. It's out. We're just draining. I'm like, oh, thank God. So you're trying to relax. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm watching the fluid fucking drain out. It's the same color as the other stuff from my paracentesis, which was really weird. Normally it's like a beer-looking color. It's like a dark brown. And from radiation and everything else, it was a fucking dark red. I was like, is that blood? And they're like, no, no, no. The radiology tech was like, don't worry about it. She's like, I've seen it where it's dark red, and it's, worse than this. And I was like, okay, well, you guys are testing all the fluids, right? They're like, yeah, we'll test everything. I'm like, all right, cool, thank God. So they're doing all that, and they're like, just to let you know, when it's done, you're going to want to start coughing. They're like, do a church cough. Don't, inhale. Don't be like, because you'll actually rupture your lung. So I'm like, all right. They pulled out 2,100 milliliters, which is 2.1 liters of fucking fluid out of my lungs.
2,100. Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
How?
I don't
How
know.
did you have that much in you and not die?
I don't know, dude. When they showed my x-ray, man, you could see the outline of my lungs, right? You see the one lung, and that's all white, and then you see this lung, and it comes down, and there's about that much that's black. And I'm thinking, crap, I've got lung cancer. I'm dying. This is going to be the end of me. I'm done. I fucking knew it. The last time I was in the hospital for this long, they found out I had cancer. So I'm thinking, this is the worst. I'm going to die, yada, yada, yada. And the doctor goes, no. Don't worry, that's all fluid. I was like, oh, thank God. And he goes, what do you mean, thank God? I'm like, I thought it was cancer. He goes, oh, no. He's like, that would show up twice as bad. I'm like, all right, cool. So they drain all of that out. And at that point, it hurt to fucking breathe. Like, just to inhale. They're like, can you take a deep breath? I took a deep breath and fell to the ground. Because it felt like someone just stabbed me in that spot again. I was like, ooh. Like, you okay? I'm like, no, that fucking hurt. I'm like, medic, man down.
I don't know why. When you were saying you're all these like little pop, pop, pop sounds, I'm like, what are they doing to like anal beads in your abdomen?
It's the way the catheter fucking sits, dude. It clicks, so it stays there, so it'll stay at the right fucking depth, so it won't slide itself out or anything like that. So you feel it clicking the whole fucking time. And if there's yeah, and holy shit, man, I'll tell you what, that was not fun at all. I can honestly say that's one of the few times I really would have rather fucking died.
Boy, we was actually just talking about suicide and kids nowadays, how everybody just wants to commit suicide because that's like the easy option.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what, like, I think when you get to certain points in your life, like, and there's just that much pain, where, like, you know, it's funny, like, I remember growing up, and there was a dude that ended up fucking nailing his hand to a 2x4 with a fucking with a nail gun, and in the process to stop the fucking pain, he hit himself in the head 3 times with a nail gun.
Fuck.
I was like, what the fuck?
Wait. So he shot himself in the head with a nail gun, or he hit himself with the board and the nail gun?
He shot himself in the hand with the nail gun.
Oh,
As he was going around it, as he was going along, he was like, pop, 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 and fucking smacked the hand, and it stuck to the fucking 2x4.
Oh,
As he was in so much fucking pain from that, he was like, pop, 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 and hit himself 3 times in the head to relieve the fucking pain in his hand. I was like, are you fucking crazy? And you know how they fucking have to get that out? They have to take a fucking claw hammer, of course, and a 2x4 and place it on the fucking head and fucking pry that shit the fuck out.
Yeah. Otherwise they'll fuck up the skull.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, that's just fucking craziness. I've seen people, like, knock themselves out from too much pain. I've vomited from too much fucking pain. Like, when I had my kidney stones and that shit was going on.
Oh yeah, the sharp edges.
Oh, dude, I remember I was just like, oh my god, and it was weird because I asked my wife what a fucking kidney stone felt like because she had one, and she's like, it feels like, you know, someone's just stabbing you in the side and it's dragging it all the way down to, like, you know, your bladder. Mine didn't feel like that. It felt like I had gas pains and I thought I was constipated. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, but it was enough to, like, knock me the hell out. Next thing I know, I'm fucking puking. I'm like, why the fuck am I throwing up? Too much fucking pain. So I ended up I ended up going to the fucking hospital, and they show it on the fucking CAT scan. You can see this fucking thing, and it's maybe like that fucking big on the fucking CAT scan.
Like
That's not even that huge. That's crazy.
For that size, yeah. For the
to go through your pee hole? Yeah.
To go through the fucking tube going down, yeah, dude. It got stuck in there. No, it wasn't in the urethra yet.
I know, yeah.
It was still in the. It was still traveling itself out of the kidney. All the pain I was having was when it was fucking moving itself out of the kidney.
I had a friend. When I was working at fast food, this was a friend of an ex I had, or whatever. She drank Coke all the goddamn time. Ate junk food all the goddamn, like everybody else down here does, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she had a kidney stone. I think she passed it once. She said it was like the worst thing in the world. And she's like, I'm gonna stop drinking Coke. I see the bitch drinking Hawaiian Punch. It's like 10 times worse than Coke. She's like, what are you talking about? Like, there's no gas in it. I'm like, doesn't matter. Nothing but sugar in that shit. Like, put that thing down. Get Mountain Dew. It's better for you. No.
Not really. Your best bet is just go to water.
I know. Just get water. But yeah, I was like, what the fuck? You're substituting Coke with Mountain Dew. I mean, the other Mountain Dew with Hawaiian Punch. Like, how could you think that?
I think the funniest thing was we were going out drinking, and I just passed a kidney stone, and they're like, you know, you shouldn't be drinking. I was like, look, I said, right now everything fucking hurts. And I said, I've already got a fucking simple solution for this. And they're like, what? I'm like, could I get a double of vodka and cranberry?
Just numb it all away.
And it just numbed it. I was pissing like a racehorse, and I shot that fucking kidney stone the fuck out that night. I was sitting there, and I'm taking a leak at the urinal, and you literally heard this thing like back pressure, and all of a sudden it's like, ka-dink! I was like, yes! And then the other time when they actually had to go in and put a fucking catheter in, oh my lord. Or a stunt, or that's what it was, a stint is what they fucking put in. That is not a fun fucking procedure. We need you to take a leak as soon as you possibly can after your procedure. Oh sure, let me go do that. And then you're like, God, that burns. Holy hell. And then you pull the container up and it's just dark red. And you're like, oh, that's a lot of blood. I'm going to put that back down there. Like, that's not something I really want to be looking at. And it was a fucking, day in, day out procedure. And I remember telling my doctor, I'm like, look, man, I'm rocking these fucking temperatures really fucking high. He's like, yeah, make sure you take your painkillers. He's like, that'll bring it down. He's like, it's because of all the pain. I'm like, all right. Stupid me went to work the next day. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go to work the next day.
That's normal.
Yeah, let me go to work and fucking, be perfectly fucking fine. Yeah, dumbest idea ever known to man. Like, I'm going to the bathroom every, 10 minutes, and anytime I took a leak, I pretty much had to sit down, because if not, I was, taking a knee, taking a piss. Because you don't realize, how much shit moves around in your body, and this fucking stint wraps itself into your fucking kidney. And your kidney fucking flexes when you're taking a leak, I guess. And it would flex around this plastic fucking tube, and I'm like, oh, drop. I'm like, worst idea ever. My fucking district manager looks at me and he's like, you look like shit, get the fuck out of here. I'm like, no, I can fucking still do it. He goes, no, get the fuck out of here. Go home. I'm like, no, you don't understand. He goes, no, you don't understand. I'm telling you to go home. You're off for the next weekend. I'm like, no, but I need the money. He's like, we'll give you a paid vacation.
Yeah.
Just fucking go home. I'm like, really? He goes, yes. He goes, you're fucking... He's like, you look like hell. I was like,
I just sent you guys a nice little gift.
yeah. Did you? Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
Damn it.
It's okay. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Hi, Abby.
I'm afraid to...
Okay.
Do I even want to see?
Oh, God, that's creepy.
Because your brain
my
goes
God.
into ooh mode, and then
my
suddenly
God.
it's like, oh god.
Does Owen still have that piggy bank? That creepy-looking Ernie piggy bank?
Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
No, dude, give me 1 second. Okay?
No, I'm talking about the gift.
Yeah, I know. Give me 1 second. I'll go back.
What is funny was for me, it went all the way up, and then once it got to the neck, it was going up every centimeter, it was stuttering, buffering, I'm like, alright, it's gonna be what the joke was.
yeah. It was doing it in slow-mo for you.
Yeah. Baby stuff.
Young Jay, answer your phone.
Fuck my phone and fuck people that want to come into my house.
I thought that was Back Smasher, so I don't know why.
Nah,
No.
dude, that's my fucking home phone. That shit goes off all the fucking time. Dude, I don't even know why I have a home phone. I never use the fucking thing.
Sometimes people just need a way to contact you.
Dude, I have the cell phone. I have the internet. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know. Not like my house phone, we have it, so it only rings twice and then it reaches one of our cell phones, call forwarding, all that stuff.
Oh my god.
Okay, so here you go. Look at that picture again, right?
Yeah.
Fucking god, fucking damn it. Fucking people. Dude, that is creepy. How similar that shit is.
You see that? That is
Yeah.
Owen's piggy bank, dude.
Wow.
Dude, that is
Oh my
fucking
God.
creepy.
Fuck, man.
I saw that picture. It was like, oh my God, that is so disgusting.
I can just see that middle of the night, a thunderstorm, lightning flashes, and all you see is that.
Do that.
Yeah.
point of
Yeah.
That's why I don't like that's why I don't like clowns, man. That shit will be scarier than
Usually in the
thunderstorm.
middle of the night. What's going on, Brooke? Hey, Brooke. Hey, Brooke.
Dude, that was my fucking piggy bank growing up, too. It always pointed itself at the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
My friend's mom had one of those dollhouse things. things. No, not Dollhouse. Dollaramas behind glass doors and stuff. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
scary as fuck.
So I'm just happy as hell to be home. Oh my god.
Oh, I bet.
Instant food everywhere.
Like I couldn't. Oh my god, their food was. They have good food at the cafeteria, but just like after a while, some of the weird creations they come up with are just disgusting. And I'm just like, can I just get a cheeseburger? Take like 3 bites out of it.
Here you go, Mystery Meat Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Or Mondays, whatever they call it.
Like every morning for breakfast, it was like quiche. I'm like, quiche is disgusting.
I'm with you on that one.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, can I have like? I was like, is there any way I can just get like scrambled eggs and like turkey bacon?
Turkey bacon.
And they're like, well, we don't have that today. I'm like, you know what? Rice Krispies and a freaking thing of milk.
Ooh, that sounds good too.
Yeah,
They're
man.
like, and that's what I had for every day for breakfast.
All you need,
Fucking
baby.
find
That's
him here.
all I needed. I was like, that's perfect. And then for lunch, dude, they had some really weird like concoctions. There was one that was supposed to be Salisbury steak. It was disgusting. I was like, oh, like I took 2 bites out of it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be sick on this one. Fucking sent it back. They fucking.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I just get a bowl of Cheerios and some milk? They're like, sure. So I was eating.
So you just ate 24/7 cereal.
For like the one day I ate cereal. That's all I had for the one freaking day. I was like, these dinners are nasty.
You know what? That's when you call Jen up and say, "Hey, sneak me in the fucking double cheeseburger."
Oh god, no! No, dude. I honestly was not trying to eat like any outside greasy food. That would have been the fucking death of me.
Oh yeah.
And then my doctor. Oh my god, the fucking their doctor, for some stupid reason, was doubling up on my lisinopril, which is my blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
So I'm getting 40 milligrams of it in the morning and then 40 milligrams of it at night. And they can't figure out why my blood pressure is like dropped drastically. Like my blood pressure is like a 98 over fucking 35, and I'm like,
damn.
like, why am I so
The
pissed?
truck is.
And the lady's like, and I'm like, why am I getting lisinopril twice a day? I'm like, you guys give me 20 and 20, and she's like, no, you're getting 40 and 40. I'm like, I pulled a bottle out of my backpack, and I'm like, you want to read that real quick? And she's like, 40 milligrams in the morning. I'm like, yeah, you want to see? I was like, where does it say it takes it at night? And she's like, it doesn't. Somebody messed up. So I had to wait till like 2 days ago for the doctor to finally come in. And I'm like, hey, you're screwing me over here. And they're like, oh God, we're so sorry. So then on my painkillers, on my oxys, it says 30 milligrams every 4 hours, for pain as needed. They're giving it to me every 6 hours.
Oh.
Oh, fuck.
And then on top of that, they're giving me Dilaudid every 4 hours, but it's like 1 milliliter or 1 milligram. So it's half the normal dosage. So I'm getting half the meds I freaking should pretty much, and they can't figure out why my pain is still sitting at like a 9 all the time. And I'm like writhing in pain. Finally, I was like, my doctor came in and I was like, look, dude, I was like, here's what they're doing with my pain meds. Here's what they're doing with all the stuff. And he finally, this is like Wednesday. He goes, all right, here's what you guys are doing wrong. He's like, 2 milligrams of Dilaudid, the normal dose. He's like, and every 4 hours you make sure that you give them the other stuff, the painkillers. So and they're like, okay. So he goes, it's every 3 hours with the one and every 4 hours with the other. And they're like, oh, okay. He's like, got it? They're like, yeah. He goes, stop trying to kill my patient.
Yeah. I'd much like it if my patient stayed alive.
He's like, look,
Yeah.
Yes,
he's like,
this directly impacts my paycheck.
Yeah.
actually, he could care less about the paycheck.
Like my average goes down, bro.
Like, if he cared about his paycheck so much, he definitely would have fucking had that surgery done. I don't know if you guys heard about that one or not. I told you about that fucking crackpot.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one for you. So that crackpot, I told them I wasn't going to come back to them, right? Whatsoever. They fucking called me up and set up an interview, or set up a,
Consultation.
and no, I already did a consultation. They set up a fucking appointment for me to come in.
What the
Bitch,
fuck?
what part of I'm never coming back here do you not understand?
And I was
really?
like, I'm not coming back here whatsoever. And the lady's like, is there any reason why? And I said, because your boss is a fucking crackpot. And she goes, excuse me? I said, okay, ma'am, let me explain this to you. And she goes, okay. I said, first of all, I was like, the surgery that he wants me to do, I have to drop down to 161 pounds, which is pointless because if there's any sign of infection at some point, which there might be, I will die because I don't have enough fucking weight because I will be losing too much weight because I will be ill. I was like, that's one. I was like, two, he can't guarantee me 100% full recovery. And she's like, okay. I was like, and three? I was like, two of his colleagues said no, they wouldn't do the surgery, and he came in trying to say he would. I was like, somebody only cares about their paycheck.
Yeah.
I was like, so you tell him...
that's got sketchy written all over it.
Yeah, dude, I was like, so you tell him I'm never fucking coming back. And he can eat a fat bag of dicks on that one.
Did you sign off like that? Fat bag of dicks out.
I just and I hung up. So I see my other surgeon that originally tried to do the surgery, Dr. Chisholm.
Dr. Chisholm. Fuck.
I can't stop thinking about Dr. Chiz from YouTube.
Well, I'll put it to you this way: this dude's the #1 doctor for the Da Vinci machine, which is the robotic fucking
the little tiny millimeter surgery type thing.
It's got like 6 arms on the fucking thing, and 2 joysticks and a computer screen in front of him.
It's pretty amazing if you ever get to see one.
Yeah, I got to see him do a surgery. That was pretty fucking badass, dude. I was just like, wow, this dude has my utmost respect. But I was explaining everything to him, and he's like, what's his name? I'm like, Dr. Rose something. He's like, Rose Murphy. He's like, that guy's a freaking crackpot. Thank you.
He's like, that's what I've been trying to say.
I was like, that's what I've been trying to say. And he started cracking up. He's like, yeah, man. He goes, that guy's bad news. He's like, look at his reviews on the internet. I'm like, yeah. He goes, he's 50-50.
Is there a review site for doctors? Like reviewmydoctor.net?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, there's a bunch where you can fucking do that.
Nice.
Hey, Tezzy, what is your Twitter handle, real quick?
It's just my gamer tag.
Okay. Spell it out for me, because I'm not looking at it right now.
Okay, at SGT Cortez 8693.
Have any of you guys been playing Watch Dogs?
No, I haven't even been watching it.
Dude, it's a good fucking game, but don't get it on PC. It's weird shit right now. I'm not gonna tell you that. Dude, there's so many No, go ahead.
Is it the graphical problem or no?
Dude, there's graphical problems. There's just loading problems in general for the fucking game.
Have you got is yours an AMD processor by any chance? AMD card, sorry.
Nope, I'm running. Dude, I'm an NVIDIA fanboy, so I stick
Okay.
with their graphics cards.
There's been this thing, I don't know if you guys heard about, this is slightly getting away from Watch Dogs, but NVIDIA came out with this new type of, it was like really good for like smoke effects and things like that, a type of, a way for developers to develop for smoke effects and things like that. And NVIDIA were working directly with them, so they could like make things better, and everything's better on NVIDIA and stuff like that, yeah? But the way that it was coding was making it really bad for people on AMD, like it would make their effects worse. It wasn't like on purpose, it just the code wasn't compatible so much.
No,
and
dude.
it would make it worse. And it seems so like corporate espionage sort of thing. It's sort of like our code is going to make our one look superior, but then everybody else is basically going to fuck up their game for them. And there's been a whole bunch of controversy going through how like NVIDIA doing this on purpose to fuck up AMD users and stuff like that. And if it was something like, 15% of users were AMD users, it's more like 60 to 40. That's a lot of people still that are affected by this. But anyway, that's been really interesting. And I don't know how much truth there is to it and how bad they are actually doing it.
Dude, the whole entire thing behind the whole NVIDIA and fucking AMD shit for the Watch Dogs, it's mostly just due to the fact that fucking NVIDIA was actually, people they were working with for the code, they were actually keeping AMD completely out of it.
Part of the contract of them helping them was that they couldn't they couldn't seek advice from AMD to try and fix stuff and whatnot. So
Yeah.
basically, they had no expertise and they just did it from their own knowledge. Whereas on the Nvidia side, they had all the full backing of Nvidia, and that was just like,
Yeah, but dude, the fucking game runs like shit on the video cards even, and it was
Yeah.
designed for those.
must be a different problem then.
You know what my biggest problem with that game is, to be honest with you?
What's that?
There was so much hype behind it,
Oh,
and
so
everything
much.
so much that they're like, we're going to push it back, we're going to push it back. By the time it got pushed back so far, that hype was gone with me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mhm.
you know what? I'll probably pick it up down the road, but I could give two shits right now about this game.
Dude,
I was exactly like you, but in the UK they've done a lot of stuff to sort of promote it. I don't know why they've done it specifically in the UK, but there's every single one of my game stores, they set up like these like hacking terminal stuff where you can go up to it and like tap on these like iPad things and like do some hacking games and stuff like that. All
Yeah.
the store managers were dressed up like Aiden Pierce for the past week, and they've been like really promoting the shit, and I was like, wow, this is getting me in the mood for it. So I imagine if that was everywhere, then everyone else would have been really on it as well.
You know what it was? It was that fucking 45-second long ad that I kept getting on YouTube. Watch the new trailer of Watch Dogs. And I'm like,
Fucking hell, I want to see
and
it.
I'm like, fucking hell, I don't want to see this shit.
dude,
So-
2 weeks I heard him bitch about that fucking thing right before the stream.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm fucking done. I can't fucking watch this shit anymore. I'm done.
Dude, it's a fucking great game. Just pick it up for console.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Yeah, I like it a lot.
I can honestly say, like, I have no desire to pick the game up right now. Like, I don't know. I think now that I've gotten back out of the hospital, I can start feeling normal again. I might start playing some video games. It sucks. Just, you know, I finally have energy again. Now that they removed all that fluid from my lungs, which is probably one of the reasons why I was having issues. Dude, I almost passed out during one of my fucking CT scans. They wouldn't allow me to put my fucking feet up. So I laid out perfectly stretched out with my arms above my head. And they're like, now hold your breath. And I'm like, and the fluid is still in my lungs. And I'm like, ugh.
You hardly have lungs to hold your breath. Why would they
Yeah.
ask you to do that?
And finally I was like, you know, I just lifted my knees. I'm like, I don't fucking care. I can't breathe. Put my arms down. I'm like, they came over with an oxygen mask. They're like, holy shit. And I'm like, I'm telling you, they're looking at my O2 levels and they're dropping. I'm like, gee, I wonder why.
Yeah.
I was like, that was the dumbest thing you assholes could have fucking done. And they're like, we're so sorry. I'm like, fucking retards.
That picture is hilarious.
Yeah, Young Jay just sent us a link, and I feel sorry for Hulk, man. He's struggling there.
He will be smashed.
Hello, nurse.
Cougar Golden Love. That is that's a Twitter handle and a half right there.
That is beautiful right there.
Let's put it this way. I follow too many porn Twitters. I got too much porn in my timeline.
Oh, dude, that I'm there. was it Smasher that said like, I love looking at the people that you follow?
Oh god. Don't ever look at mine.
Dude, I actually stopped following a lot of their sites because they were literally eating up my timeline.
Dude,
Yeah,
they're
I've
literally
been
eating
there.
up my timeline, but I really don't give a fuck.
It was
I'm
a-
interested while I'm at work.
Well, dude, here's the issue. Like, when your timeline goes so fucking fast that you
Yeah.
can't tell, like, Eddie's like, oh, I sent out a tweet. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to be here for like an hour and a half just trying to
Yeah.
find it. So instead, I end up having to search his fucking name, go underneath that, and I'm like, this is a fucking pain in the dick. Dude, if I would have known I had fucking fluid in my lungs that much fucking sooner, like, it sucks. I missed out on a lot of shit. Like, there was a barbecue that we were supposed to do at my parents' house, never went to because I felt like I couldn't, you know, I felt like I was dying. Like, I'm literally, like, just laying on the couch, and I'm like, oh, my God. I couldn't lay down flat. I had to lay down at, like, the perfect fucking angle just to fucking breathe. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I'm going to end up fucking dying from this shit. And, of course, me being me, you know, I hate going to the hospital. And I'm like, I'll be fine. You know, maybe it's just a cold. I'll get over it. And I told my doctor about it. My doctor's like, yeah, this ain't no cold. You're going to have to actually, you know, go to the hospital. I'm like, I'll be fine. Just hit me with some fucking Lasix. And that was kind of helping me out, was them hitting me with the fucking Lasix when my ankles were all fucking swollen and shit. That's the other thing, dude. No fucking swollen ankles. My ankles are back to normal.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Nice.
my first night there, they're like, look, we're really worried about your breathing, and you're supposed to be getting this test tomorrow. They're like, we want to make sure that you can actually sleep through the night. So this is at like 1 o'clock in the morning. We're gonna give you some Lasix. I wanted to go to bed. I wanted to go to bed. But apparently I fucking can't. I'm like, can you just get me the urinal? And they're like, sure. And I was like, you might want to give me like 3 or 4 of them. And they're like, okay. They're like, why? I'm like, because I haven't peed in a while, and I got this feeling that it's just gonna
flow.
It's just gonna flow, dude. I went into the bathroom for an hour and a half, and was like, screw even trying to push, just relax. And it's just like, and there's just like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Should have brought the fucking laptop in here. I didn't bring my tablet with me, or I fucking would have been on that. Remember how like crappy the Wi-Fi was the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they redid everything in the fucking hospital. Like, I literally had a fucking Cisco router right in my fucking room.
Oh, awesome.
I was like, hell yeah, I'm fucking checking out my internet speeds and shit, and everything's fucking perfect. Like, 50 up, fucking 25 down, or whatever.
Goddamn.
All right.
I was like, hell yeah. I'm like, dude, I could probably do this fucking podcast, but I don't have my good mic. I was half tempted to do one on Monday.
That would have been fucking interesting, to say the least.
I was like, man, maybe I should fucking do one on Monday. And I'm like, nobody's gonna fucking hear me. My fucking mic is... I was like, I hate this laptop mic.
Dude, that's funny. No, go ahead.
No, I was just like, fuck it, and I won't do it.
Dude, that's funny. You get one of those fucking portable mics that you can just plug into your fucking tablet.
Mm-hmm. Well, my tablet, if I had the tablet, I would have done it on there. It would have been a lot easier.
True.
Okay, so only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. That was on my fortune cookie.
The fuck?
I just had the fucking stupidest one that said, it's like, a secret's no longer a secret by the time it gets to you. Yeah, no shit.
Young Tay, all I'm going to say is, oh, Canada can kiss my dick.
Go fuck yourself, dude. You cannot deny this. They played a hell of a last fucking game.
They did, but I thought it was even better on who scored.
Dude, I couldn't watch the rest of the game. I was sleeping. I had fucking work this morning.
Once more fucking scored, dude. That was the icing on the cake. Like, I don't know if you saw or not, but his wife died of
like acute cancer.
Acute cancer of the liver.
Oh, fuck.
That just fucking crept up on them and was like, yeah, it's already too late to do anything.
Dude, she was
really weird.
33 years old, slamming hot.
Damn.
And then they showed her, after they removed the tumor and everything else, she came home, like she was always fixing up the house that they fucking bought. And friends and family actually fixed up the whole entire house. So when she came home out of the hospital, everything was done. And they showed her, and my mom's like, she looks awfully anorexic, because she came in halfway through, and I'm like, no, she has cancer. And she's like, oh, wow. And then she saw pictures, like their wedding pictures, and she goes, oh, my God. She was beautiful. I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm telling you. I was like, she's just like, I can't believe what cancer does to people. I said, look at me. I was like, I'll never be beautiful or fucking handsome or any of that, but I was like, look at the first time around. I was like, that shit almost killed me. I was like, I looked like death every fucking day. And she was like, yeah. She was like, it is some scary shit. And she ended up passing away. He didn't know if he was going to come back and play hockey or not. And then I guess the guys he kind of realized, you know what, I might not get another opportunity to play again. So he went with the Rangers. And to get that game-winning goal, to get them into the fucking Stanley Cup playoffs, was fucking beautiful. Like, it was like the storybook ending that he fucking needed.
And just that following up from everything that Marty's done since he, the regular season for like the month and a half or so that we had him after the deadline, he did jack shit. He did absolutely nothing. Playoffs come around, he all of a sudden wakes up and he basically becomes what Nash should have been.
Dude, fucking...
Nash finally started scoring in the Pittsburgh series, but he really hasn't since, and he's kind of like cooled off again. So to have Marty there, who's like one of the best snipers in the league, picking up the slack, he's a huge reason. If it wasn't for him, we would have lost to Pittsburgh.
Yep. St. Louis, dude, is a fucking beast. I mean, I remember him playing for the Lightning against the Flyers in the fucking Stanley Cup playoffs, just making the Flyers look like retards. This is probably like 12 years ago. No. 11 years ago. Like 11 years ago. something like that. But I remember, he was just making the Flyers look bad in the playoffs.
What's nice is like we have as young as this team is for the most part, a lot of the older guys have the experience of being here. Marty's been here, Richie's been here, Carcillo has won it last year.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like, this is great to just have like experience and like just telling everybody, keep it calm.
I think if the Blackhawks win it, if they win that series against LA, I say it's going to be an interesting series. If LA fucking wins, I think it's still going to... I think either way, it's going to be a good series. I think it'll be a close series with the Kings coming in. I think if it's the Blackhawks, to be honest with you, with the fucking charge they've got going, I really think they might just fucking sweep them. I hate to say it.
I would put that as the opposite. I would say, if the Kings win tonight, then I'd say like Kings in 5 or Kings in 6. Or if the Blackhawks win, and then they win Game 7 to force Hawks Rangers, I think the Rangers have a much better chance against the Hawks than
same here.
Even with the role that they would be on, because Crawford would have to be out of this world good. He'd have to beat Quick twice, and then he'd have to go against Lundqvist. But I think the Kings have a lot better shot to win against the Rangers than the Blackhawks do. Kings are basically the Bruins of the West, so if we can't beat the Bruins, we can't beat the Kings.
So, Eddie, what videos have you done this week? Unfortunately, I haven't had a chance to fucking
This week, oh, fuck it.
This past week.
Yeah, I've done... Oh, sorry, that's why you didn't get the Titcoin joke that we made at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the...
I saw that. I wasn't here for when you made that joke, but I've seen that. Yeah, that's good, Eddie.
I saw the thumbnail for it.
Yeah, it's a new currency. Like Bitcoins?
On Pornhub?
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a plan, but it's obviously a joke and whatnot, but check it out. It's all about Titcoins. And also, there's been a new trailer, a video leaked of Battlefield game, the new Battlefield game.
Yeah, dude, I saw that. I was like, is this going to be like an add-on, or is it going to be like a completely new...
Apparently, this is the deal. Like, very shortly afterwards, EA were quick to, like, tell everybody, guys, careful, yeah, this isn't our recent footage, this is 6 months old, they said, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And what they basically said, that Omaha was the code name that they called it before they gave it the name Hardline. So this is actually the next game, but these graphics are not the final graphics, because right now it just looked like Battlefield graphics, and I was like, whatever. It didn't really look that great. But yeah, so the new version supposed to be really awesome.
Dude, can probably say that's probably only gonna run on a modified fucking Frostbite 3 engine.
Yeah, it looked very Battlefield, didn't it? Everything looked like Frostbite. It looked like standard Battlefield. Didn't look different. But as I said, 6 months earlier, in the console world where it's like where everything is on like a year development cycle and stuff like that, it shit changes very quickly. So
dude.
Let's just wait and see.
I'm pretty sure Battlefield's just gonna become another Call of Duty.
They're gonna try to put it out every 2 years, is what they said.
They have a cash cow, don't they? They just want to get as much as they can out of it as possible.
Well, their biggest thing is they want to do it with EA and DICE, they want to do it every 2 years is what they want to do. So the way they're coming around with it, this is still, like, if they start doing it every year like COD, I'm going to get really annoyed because,
they have a couple of games that they revolve around, don't they?
Dude, that's what's going to end up happening. Fucking,
I don't think so.
4 came out, 6-7 months ago with the Max?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they've already announced another one in fucking Ghost Gun. Fucking Advanced Warfighter got announced not too long ago.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. It could be, you never know, it could be another, how can I put this? It could be like a tablet game, a mobile game. It could be, just a add-on.
Yeah, if it was just an added DLC, then I'd be like, oh shit, you know what, $15 to play like a Cops and Robbers version of Battlefield. I'd be like,
I don't think that'd be $15. That'd probably be like around maybe even 25 to 30.
But still, though, I'd rather see that than pretty much. It's like, okay, when the hell did Battlefield turn into Payday 2?
Well, also that
Yeah, it
whole
was very
they
Payday
coming
2-ish,
out
wasn't it?
every day, like every year, the same title. I doubt that because they have Battlefront, they also have Titanfall. They would not come out with Battlefield like
Yeah.
5 every single year.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for them to fucking punch out a fucking Battlefield every year because
What are the AAA games that they have that they're going to revolve around? They said there's a Battlefield, Titanfall.
Battlefield, Titanfall, and Battlefront are the three games
Battlefront.
they're going to fucking revolve around. So like that's why they said every 2 years because Battlefield's going to come out. We had Battlefield 4, and then the next year we had Titanfall.
I think Titanfall will get annualized.
I think once it goes to every fucking console, it'll be a lot fucking, smarter and a lot fucking better. And I think also if they just put a regular campaign in,
Yeah, dude. Apparently for the campaign, it's actually supposed to be a Dead Space studio. That's supposed to be,
Yeah, Visceral Games, isn't it?
and DICE is supposed to be surely doing multiplayer.
nice.
That was kind of, I mean, Battlefield.
I just
did
want to see
kind of like the
Battlefront.
story. But, yeah, Star Wars Battlefront. Just give us that. We don't care about anything else here. Just give us a decent Battlefront. That's all we want.
Yeah, that's I can't wait to see it at E3 if they have anything for it at E E3.
Yeah, dude. Apparently it's. I'm reading some fucking article online. They're supposed to be announcing more of it on June 9th at E3.
Yeah, the thing is, last E3 they showed that little tiny teaser to say that they're basically working on it. They have to have something to give on hand. Just be like, here you go, bro.
It'd be great if they had a little bit of gameplay, like even if it's just campaign.
Yeah. Well, think about it. If they're going for the whole development cycle, yeah, Battlefield came out first, then Titanfall came out the year after. This year, you'd think that they'd be like, all right, November, Battlefront, done. Wouldn't that be
Titanfall
epic
came out
for them to
this
just drop
year.
it?
Still, it came out
Yeah,
just
but
2 months ago. So
they'll
it's still
pro-
considered in that year cycle.
Yeah, so it would probably go next year on March.
Right. Like even though Battlefield 4 came out like this past November
Yeah.
or September.
Yeah.
The thing it still had 2 years, and I think. Well, they say.
I'm still trying to figure out
it
why
still came out fucked up.
I'm
Period.
still trying to figure out why they were pumping out the DLC so fast. Like that
Yeah,
just seemed really odd to me. It's like, okay, we're already to what, like Dragon's Teeth or whatever the hell it
Yeah,
is?
Dragon
Yeah.
Teeth DLC.
It's like, aren't we a little far on all this shit? If this is
Oh wait, is Dragon Teeth out yet?
I don't know. I have to
No,
download it. But here's the thing that threw me off. Battlefield 3, right? It was like 2 years, and they finally released the last map pack. Remember that?
Yeah. Well, that was
Because-
that last one was
Where they finally brought in the fucking bikes and everything.
yes, the
bikes and-
motorbikes.
Yeah, and everything else. Because before that, dude, it was like, all right, cool, we have a good amount of DLC. And then all of a sudden, because once that all came out, they put it onto a disc. They made, the DLC edition where you could get it for like $35. And it already came with, what's it called, included into it, all the DLC and everything else. And it was fucking great because that's when a lot of us left fucking Black Ops 2. Young
We just
Jay.
decided we're not going to play that anymore.
And
We're
we
going to
just-
go with other.
Well, a lot of the guys decided, from Eptic that we were just going to go play Battlefield because we were having more fun with it. And then all of a sudden, the new fucking map packs dropped for fucking COD, and everybody fucking went back. And here's the thing that pissed me off. I was renting a fucking server for Eptic.
Ah,
I rented the server for 3 months,
I remember that.
and everybody
Yeah, me
finally... And everybody ended up going back to the fucking other bullshit. Hey, can we rent servers yet for Battlefield?
yeah, we can now.
Okay, you know what that
Um,
means.
You
That means I'm not
know,
playing.
you know what's really weird? They say it says on the official website, yeah, Dragon's Teeth DLC comes out summer 2014.
hmm
And it's got one other pack there, but it hasn't got a picture. It's just called Final Stand, it says. And that also says summer 2014. Are you telling me that's going to be the last one and then that's it?
Once again, I'm telling you, it's gonna turn into a fucking yearly cycle. That's all it's gonna be.
Nah,
It
it won't
certainly
be.
looks like it,
It's
doesn't it?
starting to look like it, but how funny would that be if that Hardline one was that last one?
No,
It would be jokes if they were like,
Online is
here you
supposed to be
go.
its own standalone game.
Half price. If they, yeah, because the thing is, it's got its own single player, it's got its own multiplayer.
True.
Yeah, dude, if you check
just
the
to-
link I put in the chat, actually has a 7-minute trailer for it.
Dude,
Yeah,
I was
it would be
watching
really
that.
nice.
It was fucking awesome. It's just like, you know what? Please stop fucking.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a whole nother Battlefield 4 bullshit when they're gonna rush it out and it's just gonna be fucked up again.
doing a battlefield has actually become an official term on Reddit. Every time I see anything and they're like, oh, the Order 1886 got pushed back from the end of 2014 to the beginning of 2015. And everyone in there's like, well, at least they're not going to do a battlefield, eh?
We used to do
It's become an
Battlefield.
official term.
Dude, that's the shit that sucks, man. Like, on how bad everything fucking got.
Yeah.
With Battlefield, because I remember that first night, dude, we were just so sick and tired of Ghosts. You know?
Yeah.
And we were sick and tired of Black Ops, so we went to fucking Battlefield. And I remember going to the midnight release, and it was dead. I mean, it was fucking dead. Go to the midnight release, get the shit. Ooh, that could have sucked. And
Hills everywhere.
just the cap. And then Kobe was there,
Yeah.
and Wiggy fucking was trying to get his shit to connect. We had a few other people. Johnny fucking ended up hopping online, and all Kobe's buddies. And the only thing we could get into was fucking TDM. That's all we could get into. And it was like Hurt Locker, Operation Locker.
That is the worst map.
That was the map that kept coming up, and everybody was camping. I was like, these Call of Duty
that
motherfuckers
map's
need to get the fuck
awful.
out of here.
And it was all noob tubers too. Just
Mhm.
Yeah,
pissing
you
everybody
can't.
off.
Do you know what was really bad about that map, especially at the beginning? They've changed it now. But you know, if you had any sort of sight, yeah, if you was using iron sights, you were completely fine. But if you any sort of sight, the glare when you were outside was unbelievable. You couldn't even see the
Awful.
red dot. You couldn't even see the red dot. And then you'd be like,
you, like
okay, I'm gonna
couldn't
aim down
look
my
out
sight.
if you were in, and you couldn't look out.
Yeah.
And if you're out, I
If you're
remember.
outside, you can't look in because it just looks like black to you. Whereas
See-
if they're looking at you, they just see you clear as day.
I made Kobe rage so bad playing that map. Okay, so you know how if you're playing Conquest, now we're talking about the 360, we're not talking next gen, so you only have the 3 flags. So you have A flag, B flag, and I guess that's C flag. And C flag, you can run out a little bit, and there's that hallway that connects the 2 rooms. The one,
Yep.
and people will run through like the doctor's area and run out. Well, I was hiding in there the whole time with my MP7. I just unlocked this thing, and it was like instant rape. And he comes running, and I'm like, and then I literally just laid down in the fucking doorway, waiting for people to come out, and I'm just laying down cover fire, and someone's behind me with an LMG, and we're just wiping out the whole fucking team. We ended up having them fucking spawn trapped, and all I hear is motherfucker, god damn it,
Come
god
out of
sucker, what the fuck, god damn it. I was like, oh shit, Kobe, why are you raging so bad? Somebody keeps fucking killing me in my own fucking spawn. I'm like, sorry, my bad. And he's like, that's you? And instantly just goes quiet. He muted his fucking mic. I was like, oops. I was like, I think I pissed Kobe off in that last one, guys. And they're like, why? I'm like, I spawn trapped so fucking bad. I was like, I was the ultimate douchebag. I was like, in that game, I went like 51-20. Just because I was just laying down and I just kept chucking fucking grenades down and fucking everything else. I'm like, people are getting pissed off. And the dude that was rocking the LMG kept throwing me ammo, and then there was another kid that kept throwing me health. So I'm just laying there the whole time, perfectly. I'm like, oh, these kids are gonna be pissed. So
It's like I feel like, you know, after the first couple of days, it was a fun game.
Mhm.
It was not nearly as good as 3, but what's that first DMR that you unlocked?
Oh god, the RFB. I fucking hated that
Oh
game.
yeah.
It was one of the first 2 DMRs. I can't remember which one, but that was like the only gun I could use and do marginally well with.
What was I hated the RFB is the first one, and then once I got to the SKS, oh
It might
my
be the-
god.
Yeah, the SKS might be the one that I use now.
Once I
But
got-
what's the map that's like you have like the plaza and then you have like the 2 main buildings, and in Conquest like one building has one flag, but you just sit on the rooftops.
Oh,
Shanghai?
what?
Hainan Resort.
What? Hannon Resort?
No, not the resort. It's
Is it the one with the massive collapsible skyscraper?
no, it's not. It's not Shanghai or whatever that is.
It's not the one with the giant radar. Rogue
That's
transmission.
Rogue Transmission.
No, not
I
Rogue
think it's-
Transmission.
Or the James
This is
Bond
like-
map.
This is like kind of like it's kind of like the resort because it's like summery, but
Are you talking about fucking
Is it the dam one?
Oh.
Lanking Dam?
Lancaster Dam?
Might be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have the island that's B, and then you have the one building that's A.
I'm
if
totally
you
checking out every map just
if you
to.
were on the map, like if you were looking at B
Yeah.
and looking at the shore.
Wait, Eddie, send me like a list of the maps, because then I'd know. It's like a main plaza, and I think like in between the buildings is like a little overpass area, and then underneath that I think is B, and then A is in one building, C is in the other building. But I would just sit on the rooftop of like A, and I would snipe down at everybody that was running on the ground or on the other rooftop, and I would go like 25-2 every game.
I started pissing people off because everybody's like, dude, you're running and gunning with a sniper rifle? I'm like, why not? Why
Yeah, 'cause
not?
the DMR is a 2-hit kill, so
Well, dude, I wasn't using the DMR. I was literally using a sniper rifle. You can ask Kobe how many
Oh, yeah.
fucking no-scopes I was getting on people.
Oh god, that
For
was
the
hilarious.
fucking win, dude. I threw C4 on the fucking kid's LAV, and I went, shit. And I accidentally, like, screwed some buttons up, and I turned, jumped, laid down, and fucking no-scoped this kid right in the fucking head. And that was for the win. And I get this message, that was bullshit. I'm like, for the win? My bad, dude. Like, we were having so much fun with that. I can honestly say in Recon, I was, the first division within the first week in Recon. That's how much we played it. Like, that's how much I loved the sniper rifles. And the whole reason why I liked it so much is because you got C4. Everything
Yeah.
else you had to work for the C4. You got
That
the
was
C4.
pretty much the draw-in thing to it.
You got the
I
C4
used
right off the bat. And Kobe and I had that fucking science of running around distracting people, jumping up and down in front of a tank, doing the YY fakey YY dance. As this tanker's looking at it like, what the fuck? And then Kobe's on the side throwing fucking C4 on it, and he's like, clear.
La-di-da-di-da.
Oh, Allah Akbar.
You run.
Yep.
No, that was me. I'd fucking
Yeah, that
run
was
right
fun.
up. I didn't care, dude. I'd run right up to a fucking tank. Allah Akbar. Boom! And I'm like, you just killed yourself. I'm like, yeah, but I just got a 3-man.
Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
always
that's
worth
the
it. I used to do that
could
all
never
the time.
wait. I could never wait until I'm far enough away. I'm just like 3 C4s. Oh my god! I actually managed to get on that. Bang! Right there.
Like, fuck it. Kill yourself.
The
get
best
to
thing you
kill
do,
with it.
What
the
up,
best thing you do when
Palpatine?
you have an ATV is, what's up, Palpatine? The best thing you do is when you get a friend on too, you throw your C4s on it, you get off, your friend rides into the tank, you detonate it, and
He doesn't
since-
die.
yeah, since it's your teammate is still on the ATV, your teammate
Yeah.
doesn't die, and the ATV doesn't get blown up, so you can keep using it.
Oh
Oh
yeah.
my
The
God.
explosion
It-
goes off, but everything's fine.
Like, damn, actually, it
You know
was.
what really makes me laugh? You know, and this has been a tactic since Battlefield 3, but you know when you've got like an M-com that you have to protect, yeah?
Yeah.
People always like load it with C4 and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
The irony is that you're trying to protect it from the enemy team from putting C4 on it, but you're
So you
protecting
put
it by putting C4 on it.
And your C4 just magically won't destroy it.
Your C4 is fine. All it does is kill people.
Yeah, I imagine like if they had like hardcore servers or something, that would be something that they would. I know they have hardcore servers, but like that should be something to like add to the realism. Like you can't see
Yeah.
for your own objectives.
I know what you're trying to do, Smasher.
Hmm.
Looked like you were trying to copy my facial expression
No, I was looking something up real quick.
with my
Um,
facial
just
expression.
Just to say, guys, thanks a lot for having me. I'm gonna get going because I'm gonna have some sleep for tomorrow's show. Yeah, that was a really good chat, and see you guys later. Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having me.
being on, man.
Alright, later, Eddie.
Why is Eddie so vibrant?
Why am I saying what?
Vibrant.
He
Oh
always
no,
is.
it's the enhanced focus thing. I'll put it on black and white. There you go.
Yeah, let's say you were purple for quite a while.
Yeah, I wanted to make it brighter because it was a bit dark on my monitor. Anyway, see you later.
Have a
All
good
right,
one,
we'll
man.
see ya.
Alright.
Fucking weirdo.
Yes, that's all I said about him behind back when he leaves. Yes. Yes.
Now let's talk shit about Eddie. Fuck that kid.
Yeah.
That little fabulous bastard with his camera. You know,
And his
vibrant.
accent.
Let's just say I
And
hate
that 2-a-day haircuts.
2-a-day
That's
haircuts.
3 a day.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude, that shit was absolutely fucking hilarious. Or taking an MRAP across the fucking map.
Oh yeah, that was a blast.
Let me see if I can find that one for you.
And isn't that the one on Flooded?
Flooded. We
Yeah.
did it on
No, I'm just saying the one
Siege of
that I seen you
Shanghai.
post.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying the one that I seen you post in the forums.
Yeah, it was Siege of Shanghai. It was Flooded.
Yeah.
It was all over the fucking place. And it was absolutely fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but didn't they patch that, or is it still...
I
do it?
don't
I
know.
have no idea.
Alright, think about it this way. You can fuck around in private servers now.
Yep.
Yeah. That was fun trying to fucking get some of the shit that we were doing.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, trying to get the fucking T-Rex fucking thing to go.
Yeah, and then we had those 2 kids that were in there that were trying to do it. And
Oh god. Absolutely fucking terrible.
morons.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, you know, we had our fucking share of goofing the fuck around and shit.
I was gonna say, does Palpatine know how much shit you had in your lungs?
No, I don't think Palpatine did.
Time for the daily recap.
Was it like 7 gallons?
No, it was, dude, like 7
gallons.
gallons.
Fucking American in your gallons.
It was
Oh, I'm
2.1
sorry.
liters.
2.1 liters. What is that, like 2 gallons?
Dude, that's like a half a gallon.
Yeah, it's like a half a gallon.
I
Take
just
like a
wanted
2
you
liter
to-
mop.
You tried the milk challenge, didn't you? You son of a
Yeah, and I
bitch.
figured
You should've known.
I figured I'd inhale the milk instead of trying to, you know, drink it and shit.
Snorting is always the best
Yeah,
stuff.
I was gonna say, everyone tries drinking it, no one's tried snorting it.
When
You
you
gotta use a snorkel straight up your nose.
That's the key to success right there.
You ever see some of those guys shoot the fucking milk out of their fucking eyeballs?
Yeah.
I've seen that one time, and that shit's freaky as hell.
Yeah, they fucking. Oh, what the hell was it? It was on like Guinness Book of World Records. They fucking had.
Yeah, wasn't it like fucking 4 meters the longest one?
The guy fucking shot it like 9 meters.
Oh,
Like he's just sitting there and he's like. I'm like, that's interesting. All right.
that is fucking freaky.
I was like, that's gotta fucking hurt. Because I don't know about you, but like when you end up like accidentally snarfing fucking liquid and shit.
Snarf.
Snarf, snarf.
Nerf.
Oh god, human.
I don't know why,
It's
but
not
thinking of that
human.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking.
thinking of that whole eye squirting thing, I don't know why. It reminds me of Ripley's Believe It or Not, that old TV show with fucking Superman and shit.
No.
Dean Cain.
One dude
No.
who had his eye, he didn't have his eye for I don't know what reason. He could make his tongue stick out of it. Like, I don't know how the fuck he did that.
Dude, did you see the one? The fuck was it, dude? We were talking about bot flies the one night, and Knife Happy fucking sends me a link to one. And there's a bunch of bot flies coming out. There was a kid that had a bot fly in his fucking eye. And I mean, like, his eye swelled so bad that he couldn't fucking see out of the thing. I'm like, do you not go to the hospital the first time that you notice your eye is a little swollen? And I mean, it looked like the section where they were doing it, dude, like his eye was pushed all the way back the fuck in. You couldn't fucking see it. And the doctor's like, squeeze, and then pulls this thing the fuck out. This bot fly is like that fucking long by like that fucking fat. And then all of a sudden the kid's eyes like pops back in. I'm like, oh, that's fucking disgusting.
Fuck all that.
How did
It's okay.
that happen?
That's fucking freaky.
Dude, a bot fly? Okay, so bot flies will fucking, like,
I would wear goggles the rest of my life after that.
well, it's in third world countries is usually what it is.
Okay.
So what they'll
It's like a
do
Fourth
is
of
like,
July kind of thing.
they like hijack mosquitoes and they'll lay their eggs on the fucking mosquitoes. So then usually it goes on cows and pets and shit like that, and occasionally it fucking happens to humans because they're in third world countries and they're not thinking, hey, maybe I should have like this mesh netting, you know, over my bed, and maybe I should have it, you know, this mesh netting around my face so I'm not getting anything on my head or anything of that sort.
Yeah.
So, you know, what'll happen is the mosquito will fucking, you know, bite you, and in the process, the egg will fucking slide off, and the bot fly fucking breathes out of its ass.
Mm.
And it will just burrow itself in, and it starts off like yay fucking small, and as it's fucking eating, it just progressively gets fatter. Well, the fatter it fucking gets, it's got like prongs on the fucking thing, so if you go to pull it out, you know, 9 times out of 10, if you try to get a hold of it, it'll just rip it in half, and the thing can still keep living.
Yeah, there's only like that fucking, what is it,
Yeah.
that worm that's in like fucking Africa
Yeah, it's in like
Fucking Amazon.
the Amazon shit like that.
Yeah,
So like
well,
the one thing that they said to do is put like a piece of tape over it so it can't breathe, and what it'll do is it'll start to back itself out. That's why, like, if you saw that dude with the back of his hand, where it looked like he had this giant vagina on the back of his hand, and all he did was like he just squeezes his hand, and this thing's like fucking like shit out. And this botfly was that fucking long by that fucking fat.
I don't know why when you said that, I ran into the like Fight Club. I was like,
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like it looks like that kiss. Remember how he kissed him on the back of the fucking hand?
Yeah.
But the other thing about it is it kills all your skin around it,
Mm-hmm.
so it'll never grow back.
It numbs everything. Like it's fucking disgusting.
you.
Dude, it's some creepy shit. Like I was watching. First time I ever saw it was a show called Creatures Inside Me. And this chick had it in her head, or dude had it in his head, and he's like, at night I could hear it munching. I'm like, oh god, that's disgusting. I'm like, didn't you think to like shave your head and figure out like, hey, there's something in my skull?
Like I thought I was just going crazy.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm just not straight up local.
Where the fuck is Wiggy?
Unbeknownst to me.
He's all like, I'm gonna show up.
Who?
Wiggy.
Wiggums.
Wiggums? Wigglesworth?
Wiggles. No, not Wigglesworth.
I'm gonna have to check out, guys. I gotta work in the morning, so I can get some sleep.
Alright.
Alright.
Oh man. Have a good one.
So,
Take it easy.
we'll catch you guys later.
Steve Lyons,
Wigglesworth.
Wigglesworth. There's actually a fucking god damn it. I'm having a brain fart here.
Wrestler?
Wigglesworth.
No, a streamer that fucking his name is McGigglesworth. And that dude's he's the one that I actually won the games
from?
Yeah, the games from on Steam.
Huh.
That dude's funnier than shit, that man.
I don't remember where I got Wigglesworth. I just know I've heard it a lot when I was
Well,
little.
WWE maybe?
it would
No.
be from what's it called? Spy Who Shagged Me.
I don't think so.
No, because that was Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Biggles, Wiggles on them.
No. I've heard the actual like name Wigglesworth on some form of programming.
Dude, for some reason I'm thinking SpongeBob. Like, could be dramatically wrong. It's normal.
I think you're dramatically wrong.
Dan will verify. I've seen plenty of SpongeBob.
I was watching this morning, and I had no recollection of any Wigglesworth on that episode.
Yeah, my daughter was actually, when they came to visit me, she's like, can you put SpongeBob on, Dad? I'm like, sure, whatever.
Yeah, let me just use a connect. Yeah.
Well, no, on the freaking, on the TV, they have like, they actually got like flat screens and shit, dude. They upgraded, like it's weird, like the hospital was one of the worst hospitals in the fucking state, and then they got bought out by the state, and then what they did was, instead of just keeping the old staff, they fired everybody and brought their own people in. And then in that process, they redid everything, upgraded everything in the hospital. So they upgraded the TVs, they all have iPads now and shit like that from when you
Talk
got
about revamping.
Yeah, they revamped the whole entire fucking place. So, like, I go into my bedroom, and there's an actual fucking, 42-inch flat screen on the fucking wall. I'm like, oh, shit. And I got this room to myself? Hell yeah. So they only give you, 30 fucking channels and shit.
I was going to say, how many channels did they give you?
I could have given two shits at that point. Didn't really care. It was just my thing was, let me check out the Wi-Fi. Because the last time I was here, I had, a half a bar on the 7th floor. And then I look up, and I see the Cisco router in there. I'm like, hell's yeah. Fucking ran the speed test. I'm like, sweet, I could probably do a podcast from in here. It might be a little odd. Why
you can do what we do and not show your face.
No, but it would have been why is he so loud in that freaking room?
Yeah, they're thinking you had schizophrenia or some shit.
Like, who's he talking to?
Yeah, who's he talking to?
Or it'd be even more awkward, you'd have to, you'd be in there talking to us, and then one of your doctors walk in, it's like, okay, it's time for so-and-so exam.
Some more tests. We gotta run some more tests.
Yeah, so you just have to link the cast.
We gotta put a finger in your ass and make sure everything's okay. Be like, you guys didn't hear that mute?
Yeah, it's spontaneous prostate exam.
It's time for your sponge bath.
Like, dude, they kept fucking giving me shit to fucking give myself a sponge bath.
Like
Do you
an
need
actual
towels?
sponge.
Like, they're like, here's a sponge, here's a bucket. Do you need a towel or anything? I'm like, no, I'm good. I got all my stuff.
I'm good. Just point me to the direction of the nearest shower.
Yeah, well, there's a shower in my bathroom, but I had a fucking IV in my fucking arm. Oh yeah, dude, shower in the fucking in the bathroom, and then they have this fucking toilet, dude. It's funny as hell. So like, if you get any like, you know, if you have, I guess, tacky shit and it smears around the toilet bowl, there's a piece to fucking bring down, and it sprays the whole entire toilet with like the toilet bowl with like high pressure water.
What the
I was cracking up.
Like the Hoover Dam. Of
Yeah, I'm like,
It's so fancy.
I was like, that's interesting. I'm like, can I get one with the bidet? Oh my god! And some of the nurses' fucking aides were just dumber than shit. Like, I just looked at them like, oh my god. I remember asking for, I had a fucking heartburn, and I'm like, can I just get some Tums or, you know, antacids or something? I don't care. Yeah, I'll be right back. 4 hours later. Here you go. I completely forgot.
Oh.
I'm like, at that point, I'm like, oh my god, my fucking chest hurts. I'm like, I think I'm having a heart attack. Instantly, fucking take that shit. I'm like, all right. And they're like, we can't figure out why your blood pressure's so high. I'm like, somebody went to get me fucking antacids like 2 hours ago. And they're like, yeah, that might be why. And then they're giving me fucking painkillers. This nurse forgot like when she fucking gave them to me the first time. So it was set up where like every 4 hours I'd get my pills, and then every 3 hours I would get a shot at Dilaudid, 2 milligram shot or whatever the hell it is, milligram shot of Dilaudid. Well, it got to the point where like at one point she gave me the pills, then like 2 hours later gave me a shot, then 2 hours later gave me the pills, and I'm like, and I'm sitting there like this, like,
Doped out of your mind.
I'm like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, I can't. I'm gonna go to sleep. Like I literally passed out for like 3 hours. Wake up and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where the hell am I? How the hell did I get into the hospital? I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I gotta take off. I gotta go attend some dinner.
all right, man.
All right, nice to being on and stuff.
Yep.
Catch y'all later.
Yep. Glad we can have you on.
Later.
So what's new, Palpatine?
People keep asking me where I got my Amp Energy shirt. I went to go do laundry, and people keep wanting to buy that shirt off me, and I don't know why. Well, probably because it doesn't exist anymore.
$70. And you can have it.
What was weird was this morning, me and my friend were talking. We were talking about old Mountain Dews,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "I remember buying a crap load of Amp." And then I'm like, I saw that shirt. People keep asking me for it. Then he's like, "I'll buy it off you."
Do you remember Surge?
Oh God.
What
That was the orange one, right?
No. That was Coke's version of like trying to keep up with like Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Instead of like Mellow Yellow is really big in the South, so they weren't bringing it up north. But they came out with Surge, which was like supposed to be like Coke's version of Mountain Dew. And
I think
it
I
was
remember
just-
Surge.
It was a green, it was green container.
Black and green.
Yeah, black and green, and it would say Surge right up the side.
And it was with like lightning behind it.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
fucking
yeah.
disgusting.
I remember. I used to drink those too.
And I'm like, just get me fucking Mellow Yellow. And everybody's like, really? I'm like, Mellow Yellow is Coke's fucking version of Mountain Dew. And then when we moved down here to Florida, I was like, yes, Mellow Yellow. It's like, yeah. And then I stopped drinking soda.
Oh, it's
For
that's
sport.
like, oh.
I haven't had soda the whole fucking time. I drank a fuck ton of apple juice, though.
So why was your lungs filled with?
From
Agua?
doing agua.
I'm assuming them pills, right?
No, well, it wasn't from the water pills either. It was pretty much because the fluid that built up into my stomach and my abdomen
Try to empty somewhere.
Yeah, it was trying to empty out somewhere and it pushed itself up into my lung cavity. It wasn't actually in my lungs. And then from radiation and everything else, that's what was causing a lot of the stuff.
It pretty much like latched on and created a little like water sac or
Yeah,
liquid
pretty
sac.
much. Yeah, dude, it was disgusting looking. But they tested it and it all came out negative, you know, nothing for cancer, which is really weird because it's actually seeping from a tumor.
Oh, you should have kept the bag.
Yeah, they wouldn't
Yeah.
let you.
Because all I could think of is like trying to create a basketball league. Go like, look, fat for Marlon Brando's ass.
It was disgusting looking, man. Like I remember the first time I got my abdomen drained and it was just this brown like fluid. And I'm like, all right, cool. And every time it's been that way. And then I guess from chemo or from radiation breaking everything down.
Liquid
You know?
green.
No, dude, it was blood red. Like I got scared. Like, am I gonna die? And the one lady's like, just so you know, she's like, we've had it where it was like purple, like a dark purple. You'll be fine. I'm like, you sure? I was like, I don't like this one bit.
It's probably just from the oxidation. That's why it turned into that color.
It wasn't from the oxidation because it never had a chance to fucking hit air.
Oxidize.
It never had a chance to oxidize. Because when it gets pumped, dude, it literally just pumps it right into a fucking airtight container.
I wonder what color it turns into if it gets oxidized.
I have no clue. Well, they fucking popped it anyways, and it's still the same color.
Damn it.
So it was pretty gnarly looking. I was like, but to have that, like, it was funny. I only had 2,300 liters drained from my abdomen, but I had 2,100 milliliters. It was 2,100 milliliters, or 2,300 milliliters drained from my abdomen, and 2,100 milliliters drained from my lungs, from my lung cavity. I was like, holy shit. And they're like, that's why I've been having issues breathing. I'm like, you have no clue. I was like, I've been, you know, like almost passing out from this shit. Because they drained my stomach, my abdomen, and I'm still having breathing issues. Like, usually I can be like, all right, I can
Yeah,
breathe.
it's like, geez, how much more could there be?
Now you feel better?
Yeah, I feel a lot better. But before, like, when that happened, I was like,
I remember you used to like leave early because you're like, all right, I want to go to sleep. I can't breathe that well.
yeah, like, and out of nowhere, like, once I got everything done, I stood up and I'm like, I can't breathe. And the nurse is like, well, you never mentioned anything about your breathing. I'm like, because I was already in too much pain. I was like, no, I did mention something about breathing the first night I came in. I was having issues breathing. Look at your fucking chart. And then, like, you know, I'm like, you think I really want to stay here? I'm like, I don't want to leave, go home, and then have to come back. So the fucking nurse or the doctor ordered a chest x-ray. And the nurse, like, this is what the RN at that time goes. Oh, it looks like your chest x-ray came back fine. Okay, so the doctor comes in the next day, and he goes, yeah, your chest x-ray is scary. I'm like, what do you mean? And he shows me the chest x-ray, and you see the two fucking lungs, right? And all of them are fucking, it's, you know, nice and white, because they put contrast in so you could see it. And then this side coming down, and from here to here, was black. In my head, I'm going, fuck, I've got cancer. And just was like, I'm dead, aren't I? And he's like, no. And like, I instantly, like, he saw the panic look on my face, like, I'm done. I'm dying. This is official. It's fucking over. This is going to be fun. I'm going to have a fun 6 months. And
Is
he's
the other
like,
person like holding it up so it was blocking everything?
no, she wasn't. No, she just looked at it. She's the RN obviously can't read fucking
Charts and
chart. Like,
graphs.
he obviously can't read fucking X-rays. You know?
I like a picture is what's his name? The doctor from The Simpsons when he was doing the X-rays on Homer. He's like, I've never seen that crayon because my thumb's always. Dr. Hibbert's like, I guess my thumb's always done it.
Yeah, but his thumb's always fucking over it. That
That's
shit
why I was asking.
great.
Was she holding it wrong? So it's just
No.
like it was blocking everything. Or maybe she was just looking at the lungs. She wasn't looking at anything else.
I don't think she was. Yeah, she really wasn't looking like
Thoroughly.
thoroughly the right fucking way. Because she would have fucking signed me out and fucking had me go home that day. Let me see if I can find a picture. Let's see.
Somebody's role playing as Rob Ford in this chat room.
What? Alright, I found it. If you, mine was actually worse. If you scroll down the first picture, you'll see.
One life, one chance.
You'll scroll down and you'll see like an X-ray of a chest and shit.
Off the first picture?
Yeah, the first picture, you notice how like it's like 1.5 lungs.
Yeah.
Is what it looks like. If you go up to, like, you see like that one rib, and then there's one more. You see the collarbone,
Yeah.
and then there's a rib beneath that.
Yeah.
And then like in between that space is pretty much where from there down was how much fluid I had in my lungs.
In the
God
front?
damn.
In your
Yeah.
front or in your back?
It was all in the back.
Yeah, figured. That's usually where things build up.
Yep.
Because there's more space to...
So that's where they have to fucking, drain it from too. Holy dude! I'll tell you what, that was definitely not a pain I ever want to fucking go through again. I just, in getting a fucking chest drain, dude. Yeah, I was just like, how bad is it? And it's a needle that's like, I'm not thinking the fucking needle's like that fucking long.
So what, around like 9 inches?
It's about like 5.5. So they fucking go in, and there's like a lock on it, so that's why you could feel the pop. That's why you could feel like pop, 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 pop. And I'm like, that doesn't feel right, and that's hurting. And then once they broke through, they have to immediately back the fucking needle off, like pull the needle out, so they don't rupture, so they don't fucking deflate your fucking lung.
Oh god.
Yeah, dude. And they're like, when it goes through, they're like, just make sure you don't cough too hard, and don't try to move around too much. So the whole time I'm like gritting my freaking teeth. I grabbed a towel and was like biting on the towel because it felt like they were pushing through my armpit because they hit me with a lidocaine. And I was just like, "Argh!" And finally it was like, boom. I'm like, oh my god, that fucking hurt. And she's like, you can still feel it? I'm like, yep. I'm like, you got to understand I have a high pain tolerance. I'm like, next time hit me with like 3 times the amount of lidocaine. She's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Rain.
Uh-oh.
I haven't heard it train for like 3 days. And now it comes when you
I
return.
blame it. I blame me. It's okay. So, end up getting the fucking thing drained, and I'm just like, holy shit, that's a lot of fucking fluid. And the one nurse that's there, and she's like, yeah, the one tech, she's like, yeah, that is. She's like, you almost had as much fluid as your freaking stomach. I was like, yeah. She's like, you really didn't have that much in your abdomen. I'm like, no. She's like, why is it so tough up there? I'm like, because I haven't pooped in a day. She's like, oh. I was like, because they keep hitting me with freaking Dilaudid. I'm like, which backs me up. And they're like, oh. I'm like, yeah. So took a stool softener tonight. That shall be fun.
Remember to bring your tablet, that's all I'm gonna say.
No, actually, the stool softener it'll actually kick in tomorrow.
No, that ain't too bad. Still,
Nah.
bring your tablet nonetheless.
Bench is clear for the Rays again.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, shit.
Ortiz is fucking mad. He was not even the one that got hit.
Yeah.
I got him muted because I'm listening to you guys, but Ortiz looks like he's yelling at David Price or something.
Ortiz don't fuck around, dude. He's a big boy, too.
Yeah.
I still can't believe he got a fucking... They gave him the contract extension he wanted. Because Boston's been real freaking stingy with shit. You hear about Manny?
Yeah. Did you hear about Damon cutting off that first pitch? That was pretty funny.
Yeah, no, but did you hear like what they're going to do with Manny?
Yeah, I heard.
Fucking player coach? It's called Theo Epstein is fucking throwing him some fucking cash to help him out. And I said, yeah, that's great. They're going to introduce fucking PEDs and fucking HGH into the fucking locker room.
Yeah, really.
And everybody's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's just...
Don't worry, guys. I didn't get caught with this.
Yeah, I just didn't come back to play baseball. It's just Manny being Manny, sticking needles in his fanny. Fucking hate that asshole. Loved him when he was in Boston, but after a while...
Obviously. But that's about it.
His antics started getting old. That's like, what's his name on the fucking... for basketball the other night. Stevenson for the fucking Pacers, blowing in LeBron James's ear. What the fuck is that? He's standing right next to him. He's all like, I just see LeBron just like, shaking his head like, what the fuck? So the Clippers got bought out for $2 billion.
Yeah, yo, you hear about Sterling now?
No, what's he trying to do?
Sterling is suing the NBA for $1 billion for damages.
He can't.
He's gonna try.
He's gonna try. Well, dude, he was deemed. Oh my god.
I know. It came out that he's got Alzheimer's now, apparently.
Yeah, he didn't remember why he was like, I don't. What does he do for the black community? I'm like,
Yeah, that totally, you know, makes it so I can be as racist as I want. Just have to pull the Alzheimer's card.
Yeah, no shit.
Wait, what did I say? Oh, I'm sorry. I was not in control of my actions.
But you know, it's funny. His wife, his estranged wife, freaking agreed to the deal.
Yeah, because she's, you know,
she wants the fucking money
and everything.
It's because she wants the fucking money.
Yeah, and she wants the fucking, you know, situation to end and stuff.
Well, dude,
she's tired of dealing with this shit.
Okay, so fucking Palpatine and Young Jay. What would you do if $1 billion was thrown your way?
I'd question where it's coming from.
Okay, so you own half of a basketball team. You say you're not going to sell the team. You're not going to do any of that because you want to keep it in the family. And then all of a sudden somebody comes along and fucking offers to buy it. When you own 50% of the team, they offer to buy it for $2 billion.
I have to sell my 50%?
You don't. Pretty much, you get $1 billion out of that money.
I can still keep 50% and keep making profit?
No.
No.
No,
you lose your stake in the team.
Yeah, you lose your stake in the team, but you get $1 billion.
But my main question would be is how much is that team raking in a year?
At that point, it's too bad because your fucking estranged fucking husband busted out a fucking racial slur that will cause your whole team to go to free agency.
Okay, but I'm talking about, let's say, for instance, none of that shit happened and I had a team. And they weren't raking in that much. I probably would do it.
They're still not, okay, let's put it this way. That guy will never make back that money. He will never make back the $2 billion.
Oh, you're talking about that fucking...
Yes. Yeah.
What is it, general manager, the owner of the fucking Clippers?
The owner of the Clippers, not the general manager.
He's the owner.
He's the owner.
Yeah, the fucking owner.
His wife is the one that's gotta, like, go and authorize all this shit because he can't be like, trusted.
Because he's a fucking whack job.
I know.
Because they deemed him unfit to fucking make decisions. You know, that's sad when that fucking happens. And, like, it was funny, like, so he makes that fucking... Alright, first of all, his girlfriend set him up hardcore. Hardcore. He's dating a girl that's, like, maybe, like, 30 years old, smoking hot Asian chick, right? But she's recording all their conversations.
What the fuck?
Like, when they're talking and shit?
Yeah.
Not when they're on the phone, but just when they're talking back and forth. And she takes a picture with Magic Johnson and someone else. And he's like, I'd really appreciate it if you weren't taking a picture with those, you know, with those people at my park, at my stadium. And she's like, what do you mean those people? He's like, you know those black people. And she instantly releases it to fucking TMZ. TMZ calls up the Clippers, and the Clippers are like, they blow it off. Well, next thing you know, it goes on, you know, TMZ releases it. Well, that creates such a fucking stink in the NBA, where they're talking about unity and everything else, that the players, all their fucking wristbands, all their shoes, and all their socks they start wearing black. The fucking Clippers that night took their practice jerseys and threw them at the fucking half-court line. They're like, fuck this. And if the new commissioner didn't come down with a strict enough punishment, they were all going to forfeit their games. They weren't going to play the rest of the playoffs. All the teams were going to do that, whatever was left in the playoffs. So the commissioner comes out and says the dude's banned for life, and that they're going to have to do a voting on, you know...
Yeah, they're gonna have to poll the owners, and it's like 75%, I think.
Yeah, they
out
need
of the 30 have to vote yes to force him to sell the team.
Yeah. So in that fucking stink, his wife's like, "Well, I want to keep this, you know, team in my family. We'll just cut my estranged husband out, but I want to keep the team." So she goes back and forth. She's real wishy-washy with this shit. So finally, she says, "All right, fine, we'll sell the team. I'm okay with it." And then out of nowhere, the CEO of fucking Microsoft who's worth $20 billion.
Man, who the fuck's CEO of
Yeah.
Microsoft? Still Bill Gates or somebody else now?
No,
Somebody
it's
else.
Steve Ballmer.
Yeah. He
Well,
comes in.
he's the ex-CEO because he gave it up in February.
Oh, yeah. He gave it up.
But yeah, he's worth $20 billion, and he comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Yeah, I'll buy it for $2 billion." And at first everybody was like, "Well, that's not like an official offer. It's not accepted. It's not like completely done in paper." But now they're coming out and saying like, "Yeah, it's gonna happen."
Yeah.
Just, like, they have to do the vote first or whatever.
No, they don't even have to do the vote. The wife
No,
has.
I think they said that they had to do the vote to like authorize this.
Oh, the
this
sale.
sale.
But $2 billion? Holy shit! Like
Yeah.
they were doing a thing where they took like the bottom 15 teams in the NBA, and they're still not worth $2 billion.
Well, that's like the weird thing is like where do you draw the price line on a team like the Clippers? Because like the only thing that they had to go on really
Mhm.
was the Bucks this year got bought for $550 million. A
Mhm.
team as shit as the Bucks is still worth $500 million.
Well, he wanted
So-
to buy the Sacramento Kings and move them to Seattle
Yeah, because he lives in Seattle.
because he lives in Seattle. He wanted Seattle to have another basketball team. Do you think that'll happen now if he ends up buying the fucking Clippers?
If he buys the Clippers, no. If he bought somebody like the Kings, then yeah, he'd probably move them back to Seattle.
All right.
But a team like the Clippers, I think, that has, they've come around, they've come of age really after being, like a pretty shit franchise for however many years.
Yeah, they were the laughing stock of the NBA, and now it's like the fucking Lakers are the laughing stock.
Yeah, really. Like they were, just that third team that just hung around. The Lakers played at Staples, the Kings played at Staples, and then, you just had what's that other team? Oh, the Clippers. Now it's the Clippers that run the city.
Mm-hmm.
Unless LA wins this game and goes to the final. So the Kings have had the city have taken hold of the city over the last 5 years because the Lakers have been bad, and then the Clippers were okay, but they weren't unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
So especially with the Cup win 2 years ago, they were really the face of LA sports now because every other team was doing mediocre at best.
It's quite.
But now you got the Dodgers are really coming up and being really good. They just got bought. I think what was it 2.1?
I think, yeah, 2.1, but that was with a whole group of people.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause that was
how much did Magic pour into that? Did he do the majority of it?
I think he did. He's a small owner in it. He's kind of he's the face of the group. He does all the talking for that group, but I think he put in half of the money.
Yeah, I feel like he'd be like Jay-Z with the Nets, where he was
Yeah.
barely a stake owner, but he was the face of the people that owned it. So
Mhm.
people would just always say, "Oh, Jay-Z owns the Nets."
Yeah, which is craziness. And then they were talking about Magic's freaking group buying out the fucking Clippers, and he's like, no,
Yeah.
that's not gonna happen.
And he's like, "No, I'm not that rich."
And then Oprah was talking about buying the Clippers.
Yeah,
Oh god, no.
yeah, I heard about that. It's
get a
goddamn
car.
funny.
You get a car.
You get
a
season
car.
tickets. You get season tickets. She just gives season tickets to all the minorities that go to her games.
Yep. I could see her that would be scary as hell. Her being a fucking owner. Oh my god.
She would
All
just
these
show
people
up
are
at
trying to get
halftime
money,
and
right?
start doing a show.
I mean, it makes sense right now that all these people are trying to buy it because it's the ultimate publicity. In
Oh
general.
yeah. It's the ultimate publicity, and that team is going to be a cash cow.
It's straight up $2 billion. You'll make it back so fast, considering everyone's gonna go because
No, they said even with the best sales that he can possibly get with season tickets and everything else, by the time it comes down to it, he's still coming up.
not with Microsoft specific Clipper stuff or they released some Microsoft stuff with
Well, the dude doesn't work for Microsoft anymore.
no. I thought
No.
you did.
No,
Oh,
he's
retired.
February.
Oh, then he's
February,
just
like-
then he's just bored.
He's bored and he wants a fucking team.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
just bored.
It's like a pet to him, is what he wants.
Huh.
He's been wanting to be an owner for the longest time, and now's his opportunity to fucking get it. It's like Nolan Ryan's group that got the fucking Rangers,
Yeah.
they wanted that fucking And
It's
of
like
course,
we're gonna be having the same discussion this time next year because you know, here in New York we're wondering, you know, Jeter wants to own a team. He's got the money. We just don't know. We don't know what he's gonna get.
buy the fucking.
He's not gonna buy the Yankees.
No.
no
I was gonna
way.
say buy the fucking Rays, get them that new stadium.
Buy the fucking Mets. Do like
God.
the ultimate insult to Met fans is to be
Well,
owned by Derek
dude, that
Jeter.
was like fucking. What's
He
his
owns them on the field. He'll own them off the field.
Oh, dude, that was like the ultimate insult was Girardi or not Girardi,
Mattingly.
not just Mattingly, but fucking coach. He's now the fucking almost the commissioner of baseball.
Oh, Joe Torre.
Torre, yeah. When Torre's like, "Oh, you're gonna let me go? All right, well, I'm gonna go play. Go do this." But in the process, I'm gonna bring my whole staff with me, which is Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball, that's been in your freaking club from the early '80s. See by, and then brought them all the fuck over there. I was like, "Well, that's an ultimate kick to the dick."
Well, I mean, they had a chance to keep him and stuff, but they just they wanted Girardi more for the position.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it worked. I mean, he was proven with a shit Florida team, winning Manager of the Year
Mm-hmm.
with the Marlins, and then once Torre left, the positions open up. So they interviewed Girardi and Mattingly, and they just liked Girardi better because of what he could bring.
Oh yeah.
He had experience, whereas Mattingly didn't. So if you bring in a rookie manager to
Yeah.
the Yankees,
That's a little.
that's
iffy right
like
there.
that's throwing somebody to the dogs.
It's throwing somebody to the fucking wolves at that point.
Yeah.
You're
So
fucked.
Mattingly goes out to L.A. to learn the ropes.
Learns the ropes.
Now he's pretty successful. Like,
Oh, yeah. Minus the fact that he's got a cocky prick for a fucking left fielder or right
Yeah,
fielder.
I won't deny that.
Puglia. I fucking hate that asshole.
He's got a core of vets that bring up all the rookies. Guys like Kershaw, Greinke, Adrian Gonzalez, and stuff.
Mhm.
And he's having pretty good success out there, whereas Girardi has had mostly success, even with a shitty year last year with all the injuries. 85 wins. Nobody thought that 85 wins could be.
I mean, he still
Dumb.
got a World Series ring with that fucking team.
Yeah, I'm
You know?
not even trying to push that. That
I'm
was
just
that was
saying,
just
though, like,
everything clicked. That was just 2009. We were we were the team to beat
Mm-hmm.
that year. But after that, we really
Flopped.
stalled out. And then especially last year, the first day of spring training, Granderson gets hit by a pitch, breaks his hand or something like that,
Yep.
and then it was
And
just
then-
all downhill from there.
Well, Jeter fucking just.
Jeter breaks his ankle in the 2012 playoffs, and he played 13 games last year or something like that.
17 games he played
17.
last year, and that's why he's retiring this year because he
Yeah.
didn't go out on a fucking.
Because it's exactly like Mariano.
Mhm.
And now Mariano's gone. Now we got we brought up Robertson. We raised him really well. He's basically learned Mariano's cutter, and he's also got other breaking balls that he throws. But he's a rookie closer this year. He blew a save in Chicago last week. So that was his first real taste of here you are. You're the last line of defense for a win.
Shit happens. That's how I look at it.
I mean, I know it happens. I'm not blaming him for it. It happened to everybody. It happened to
Oh, yeah.
Hoffman. It happened to Mariano. It happened to
Mariano
Billy
was-
Wagner.
Yeah, Mariano though was fucking beast. For the longest time, it was like crap. He's coming in, especially in 04. Oh my god, I remember in the playoffs for the Red Sox. I'm like, fuck, we're done. We're done. Everybody's like, what? I'm like, fucking Rivera's coming in. We're done.
And then everything that happened.
Yeah, and I was
So
just like,
it shows that
everybody's
even the
human.
best, everybody's vulnerable.
hmm I will
So-
say though, like as a diehard Red Sox fan, there are few people that I can say I fully respect, even if they are on a fucking rival team. Like Rivera.
Yeah, I felt the same way about Papelbon. Every time he came in, I was like, "Fuck, the game's over. There's nothing we can do."
He was a beast, and then he just turned into a head case.
And then you dealt him to Philly,
Yeah,
and
which
he really hasn't been the same. I think
he
he's had a
well,
lot of
he,
problems.
he really wanted to stay in Boston. That was his issue. And Epstein fucking did like a fire sale. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's funny. Like right now, what is it? Freaking Toronto, a Canadian team. God damn it, Young Jay.
Not my team. I despise them.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you know,
everybody, it was so funny to
that
watch.
team
Like,
is destroying people.
yeah, it's funny to watch like all the Habs fans the last couple of days just be like, yeah, the Blue Jays, all right.
Okay.
Well, you could say fuck the Blue Jays, but dude, they're on a fucking tear.
Oh shit!
Yeah, no, I can't
Fuck!
deny
Oh,
that.
God damn it! LA just scored.
Fuck. So Palpatine, did you end up making that banner for that kid?
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome that you did that, man. And Palpatine fucking tweeted out like free graphics or some shit like that.
I got bored.
And this kid, I guess, broke his leg or whatnot.
He had a broken leg. He was like at home. I don't know why he broke his leg or nothing. He was just like at home. He's just like, yeah, sure. I'm like, okay, cool.
I love fucking chat rooms. They're just showing the replay, and somebody's like, "And on the seventh day, God said, get wrecked."
Dude,
He made Crawford look like an idiot on that play.
there is
It
a
was
guy.
literally the same. Like, you're not watching it. It was literally like the same play last night for the Moore goal. It was behind the net, pass back into the slot, and King's sitting right there, and he slings it past Crawford. Crawford was like barely even looking. He was like, "What? Oh, it's not back there anymore. Oh, well, it's in the net. Fuck."
Dude, it's funny as hell. There's this guy Crumps. It's CRUMPS2. Crumps. Fucking love watching his shit. You were in one of his fucking one of his fucking.
Yeah, because I saw you.
Yeah, dude, I love it when he goes off on the fucking people that just start talking shit or saying stupid stuff. He will rip. He's one of the few casters, dude, that will rip somebody a new fucking asshole.
I never really see it. Like, I only watch him for Boiler on the weekends,
Mhm.
and then if I catch, if I on Twitch and I'm like looking through all the games, it's like, oh, MLB The Show has a bunch of players. I bet people. I bet Crumps is playing that right now. So.
Yeah, well, right now he's got 918 viewers.
Wow.
Oh yeah, he's on right now.
Yeah, he's on right now.
I actually have. I'm on Twitch right now because I have 3 tabs brought up. I have you guys, I have the hockey game, and I had Merlini playing Dota, but I'm barely watching that, so I'm actually gonna bring up Crumps.
Yeah,
That's-
dude.
That's the
What's he playing?
He's playing MLB The Show.
Oh, good.
Road to the Show. O's year 3.
How many World Series has he won?
1.
Was it that
Exactly.
one with what team was he with?
It was his last year in 2013.
I watched him like win the pennant, and then it was like, all right, on to the World Series, and I just like stopped watching because it was like 3 a.m.
I felt bad, dude. Like every time he'd make it close to the World Series, his team would just choke.
Yeah.
Like
How many? Jesus Christ! How many teams has he been on too? On like 6 teams so far.
This year, no, he's actually just been on the Orioles the whole time.
No, but I mean like before the Orioles. I mean like throughout his whole career.
Throughout his whole career in 2013, he was on the all right. Let's see. I actually got to think about this. He was on Milwaukee, the White Sox twice. The
Wasn't the
Royals-
White Sox? White Sox was who he played in the World Series with Arizona.
Yeah, I don't think he played against them in the World Series.
Or no, he played Seattle, right? Because it was Seattle, Chicago for the pennant, and I think Seattle won.
Yeah, he lost. Like it was the second to last season. Played for Seattle. He played for the Red Sox. He played for. Now he's playing for the Orioles. He played for the Twins in the beginning of this season, in 2014, but asked for a trade and finally got traded. Played for the Phillies at one point. Like he had like 16 teams his first Dirtbags 2013 season.
He's like the fucking who's it? Octavio Dotel, I think, who's been on like 16 different teams.
But he's funny as hell.
I know. No, I love Crumps.
He is the only one
I know
that
him
I'm
from-
subscribed to.
I know him from years ago because him and Frag would always do Binding of Isaac races before
Mhm.
the game got really popular.
Yeah.
So
and
they
then-
were really like the pioneers of the game.
Yeah, they're waiting for the new one to come out.
Yeah, I mean, ever since like Cobalt has taken over like the King of Isaac title, but it used to be Frag and Crumps.
Yeah, and Man vs. Game as well was another one that did it a lot.
MVG.
That dude is
I
hilarious.
love Man vs. Game.
If you guys ever want to
So
watch a
fucking
music
funny.
streamer, fucking watch Man vs. Game.
He's not on till like later though.
Yeah, and he's on
He'll be
all,
on like midnight or so.
but he's on all fucking night, and the dude's just a goofball. But he he literally gets like on average 5,000 fucking viewers.
God damn.
It's just 5,000 concurrent viewers.
Yeah,
So
and
that'll.
he-
It's like the same for Frag, depending on what he plays. You know,
Mhm.
when Frag plays FTL, he might get like 6,000 or 7,000 concurrent viewers, but over the course of the night, he'll get like 50 to 60,000.
Yeah, let's put it this way. He has over 51,000 followers, over 6,955,119 views.
This is Crumps, by the way.
This is Crumps. And this dude is fucking hilarious because he does baseball normally during the week, and then like Friday, it's usually what, Saturdays and Sundays he does his Boiler Weekly. Where
Yeah, because it's the Boiler off season really right now.
yeah, right now they're waiting for season 3 because once the new game comes out, they're gonna do. That's when they're gonna start season 3, I think.
Let me see something really cool. Let me see who actually has, because Frag really got his start because Man like started tweeting him out and giving him shout outs and raids and stuff.
That's how Crumps was too.
Yeah, so let me see actually who's bigger nowadays.
Nowadays, I'm
So-
pretty sure it's Frag. God fucking damn it.
What's the matter?
I'm pulling the Tezzy.
Playing a video game?
Indeed. I don't know, dude. I'm trying out Battlefield 3 on PC and I suck at it.
Cause it's free.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can't do it.
free.
It's a $20 game they're giving away.
For free.
Yep.
Well, dude, they.
Oh wow. No, it's actually Man. Man is still slightly
hmm
a bigger channel.
Well, dude, they
Man has 188,000 followers and 37 million views. Frag has 157,000 followers and 32 million views.
God damn.
So he's got him beat by 30,000 and 5 million.
Yeah, but dude, nonetheless, they're both still pretty big fucking channels.
Yeah,
Can't
they're,
deny
they're,
that.
they're definitely the best ones, just based on their lack of giving a fuck.
Fuck you, kid.
Like compared to like people like all the League of Legends channels or all the Call of
Dude.
Duty channels.
League of Legends is fucking ridiculous on how many viewers that shit pulls in every
I
day.
know.
It's crazy on how many people fucking watch it.
Yeah, but dude, that's mostly all the fucking Koreans and that shit that
It's
watch it.
like you look at the top pages and it's like League of Legends, Dota 2, and then like Counter-Strike comes in, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, all that stuff.
Well, at this current moment, Call of Duty will be up there since the Diamond,
Yeah,
since the
Diamond.
Clan Wars is on.
Oh yeah.
Right now it's so they have Archage, which is just being promoted, so it's on there. So the top 5 right now is League of Legends, Dota, Mario Kart 8 because that came out today,
Yeah.
Hearthstone, and the
Watch
fourth.
Dogs.
Watch Dogs isn't even in the top 10 anymore.
Well,
No.
dude, like I said, for
Who is
fucking
playing the Forest? There's got to be one big channel that's playing it. Oh, Summit.
You know what I've been watching a lot of lately?
Alright.
In Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh yeah, that's still a fucking blast, that game.
I fucking love that game.
Sorry, I'm
I'm
gonna end this
hungry
stream
and
real
this
quick.
train's yelling.
Okay. Other than the Forest, it's pretty
Adios.
standard for a Twitch Friday night. League,
All right.
Dota, Mario Kart,
Hold on for 1
Hearthstone.
second. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and everyone else that has actually watched this shit for this fucking long. I thank you very much.
The real MVP.
So, everybody, have a good one, and we're fucking out.